Am I the a-hole for telling my dad I won't be funding his retirement? So, my husband and I recently had a baby. We've been together for over 10 years. We have our own apartment. It's a little small, so we do eventually want to upgrade. My dad lives alone in a 3-bedroom house which is fully paid off, has a really good pension, but still works part time. He's also a narcissistic, functioning alcoholic. I have had a long history of issues with him, and if it wasn't for wanting a nicer place for the baby, I wouldn't even be considering this. He would love nothing more than to spend his days drinking and watching Netflix, but he has to work a bit still because his pension doesn't cover all of his bills. Just 2 months ago, he was in the ICU for alcohol poisoning. Anyway, when my baby was born, he offered to let us move in so we would have more room and be able to have more money for the baby. He said we would take the top floor and he would have the basement, with a kitchenette and bathroom. He said all he would want from us is to pay the utilities. I thought this was a way of him reaching out for help. If we lived there, then he would be able to see us and his grandbaby more often, and maybe he wouldn't be so lonely and drink so much. Well, fast forward to now, we discussed it in more depth, and he wants to do $30,000 worth of renovations to the basement before we move in, which he wants us to pay for in monthly payments once we move in. Which, okay, fine, fair enough. Then he says he wants to stop working once we move in, and in 2 or 3 years he may decide he wants to do something with his life, like travel the world and take out $30,000 or $40,000 against the house to do so, at which point he would have to start charging us rent, amount unknown, to pay for that loan. Am I nuts, or does it sound like he wants us to fund his retirement and drinking? The whole point of us moving in was we would save money. Now we're basically going to be back to paying what we are in rent now, stuck in a house that we have no equity in, which he could literally sell at any point. I basically told him off because this is not how he first offered it to us, and he got pissed off and started screaming at me like he has since I was a kid, as if he offered us this great thing and we just pissed on it. I mean, if I was in his position and my kid was in my position with rent and house prices the way they are, I wouldn't be charging them rent on top of utilities. The house is paid for. It's not like he would be supporting us whatsoever. We would be buying our own groceries, driving our own car, both working full time, etc. So am I the a-hole for refusing this great offer?